do do. Ba 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 ba. Yeah ba 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 ba. Rip it up doop doop doop. Yup it up doop doop doop. Hope everyone's doing good this evening. I don't normally stream at this time, so I have no idea if anyone's even going to join me tonight. Tonight. The killer in you is a killer in me. Tonight. Alright, let's see. Ooh. Oh, San Francisco. Oh, what am I doing here? Reddit. Oh dear. The brain-sucking website that it is has its claws in me sometimes. Those rewards. Ooh, it's shrinking rapidly. It was at 350 not too long ago. Let's see if I have any bad extensions. Updates. We need to relaunch. Relaunching Brave. Any moment now. The browser will reload. Oh no. Now I gotta get everything set up again. Alright, there's the stream manager. There's the dashboard. Where is... There it is. Okay, so they're just the two split. Not too bad. Okay, we're back and rolling. Alright. I suppose I should tell somebody else here. Hang on, that I'm streaming. Uh-oh. It's gonna open up over here. Oh goodness. Streaming. Okay. Just getting all my ducks in a row. Sorry, guys. I'll get started here in a second. Okay. Ooh. So. Pause this. Don't like these false numbers. Alrighty. So here's the plan tonight. Let's check. Let's go over and check our. Let's close this out and get this a little more situated. Bleh. Okay. So I still need there's a bug I have to open up for Godot that I've discovered. And I need to do that before they release 3.4. So, what we're going to do is we're going to say, okay. What happened here? Let's close Trello. Man, I'm just trying to use a computer, you know? Modern computing can suck my ball. Maybe I shouldn't say that on a stream. All right, hang on. I got to load in. Sometimes when you forget you're streaming. Oh, Matt. Naughty boy. All right. Just got to get my login information here for Trello. Sign in. Do it off screen. Okay. What? Now you know my email that I use. For shame. For shame. There it is. Man. All these accounts merging together. And just to make sure I get that out of my clipboard, copy this. Okay. Now we've got Trello going again. Good, 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 good. Okay, so let's get my windows all in order. So I need to add a to-do, what I'm going to be doing right now, which is, I'll just use this empty one here. Okay, so what we're going to be doing is loading, instancing from scene for obstacles in editor. Okay, so last we were doing was realizing that, well, not realizing, it was really Cobalt Games was saying, hey, why are you doing it this way? And I said, because. And then he said, well, why aren't you making it a sprite? Like, why aren't you just putting sprites in the editor? And I said, well, I like everything that the tile map gives me. And we were going that route, and we're going to be completely fine with the tile map, except the only thing is we couldn't stop the animations on a per tile basis. That was it. And so because of that, I started to instantiate from sprites, but then it was like, okay, well, if I'm going to start doing where we can have elements that we can edit and stuff like that, then we need to have them be sprites in the sense of like you can touch them here in the editor. And then I was like, okay, well, and then, you know, started going the route of, all right, well, then are we just going to go here and add a new instance child scene for everything every single time? That's really cumbersome. I like how easy it is to paint like this. And we're talking and talking and talking and talking. And then I started thinking about it, and I was like, wait a minute. We can go off of, when I do this, we can simply instance a inside the editor, do the instance instead of when the game runs, which is how I was doing it, right? So that's what we're doing. And then I was running into some problems and realized that I need to create a dummy scene that's for the sprite, to stage the sprite in and get it all ready for the instantiation, because you cannot add a non-packed scene to the editor's tree. You can do it on, you can do it, like it'll show up here. Like if I do this right now, and it actually explains something that I thought was a bug, but it really wasn't. But if I paint this here right now, we can instantiate a sprite and it's there, right? If I get rid of, I'm right clicking to erase, but it's still there. And that's because that's that instantiated sprite that happens in game. So you can instance in here in a way, but you're not going to see it in the tree itself, which is actually kind of good to know, because that might actually be useful for other stuff. But that's not what I want to do. So what we need to do is create a new scene, and we're going to call it ground obstacle. I can spell obstacle. Oh my goodness. Sprite. That's not spelled. That's not right. Let's, okay, first, I can do this. Oh, I can do this. Ground entities. That's what I was calling them. Okay. So, stages, we're going to create a folder and call it default. Okay. And inside here, so we've got our default scene. Inside here, we'll then add a new scene and call it ground entities sprite. Now, so we're going to save. Oh, it wants to. Okay, so we're going to search for sprite. So the parent class will be sprite. There's our sprite. And let's save that. There it is. Okay, so there's our scene, right? Now, we got an empty texture. And we don't have our colliding space. All of that's going to happen on instantiation. So here's what we're going to do. Because we associate. Okay, so let's go back to life, back to reality. We're going to. We're going to make sure. Okay. So this is where it happens, right? This update cell object method creates. Here's the actual instantiation. So the problem is when we do the add child, that's when it gets all. We can't do it that way, and that's fine. So we're gonna go. We got to look up preload. Because we need to. I'm trying to remember. How do you. So this is. Okay, this is where we're going to take the. Okay. Okay, so we did the preloads here. Load. So these can be the pack scenes. So right now we're doing the script, right? We don't want to do that. We want to do a packed scene. Okay? And then we want to associate the script to the scene. Preload tile name, load tiles tile name. Okay, so I'm trying to remember. Let's look up object. It's either object or node. I'm trying to remember where we preload, resource preloader, GDScript preload. Here we go. All right, so yeah, this is how we preload a instance a scene. We don't want to instance it. We just want to preload it. So we're going to go like this, preload. And now, var obstacle sprite. And no, let's do const obstacle sprite equals preload. Is that right? Const. Emmanuel const. You know, const would say const. A const. Obstacle sprite. Goodness, I don't know how to spell. Let's see. I'll just call it sprite. Const. A const. A const. Okay. And then this is going to be, can we just copy the path here? Copy path, and we'll put it in here. Okay. So this is our preloaded sprite scene. Okay. Now, I don't think we need to do this because we just need to attach the script to it. And I looked up how to do that near the end of the scene, last week's stream. And maybe that's what I just closed. Crud. No. Is it part of GDScript as a whole? Script. Let's just look up the word script. Here we go. Object set script extends an existing object if that object's class matches one of the script's base classes. Okay. That's what we want. Set script. I want it. Okay, so instead of this thing here, we're going to go object set script and then blah, like that. Reference script. Okay. Now, we have preload. If tile preload has tile name. So we don't want tile preload. We want to say get tile name cell ID. So if tiles tile name okay. So then and okay, so we don't need, I'm gonna get rid of that. Set script, we're gonna go like that. I believe this should do it because if we look at here, okay, so we'll do a breakpoint right here. Well, you know what? We can't. Because I got to do this when, I mean, I can do it when the game runs. So let's just, okay, can't assign to an expression. Oh, okay, so we got to put it inside the, because I'm doing a function call. Rip. Okay, so let's do that again. Okay. Not quite right. We didn't hit a breakpoint either. Oh, why not? There's our break. Oh, because we're not calling... So we do need to go to the for each again. So... This... Okay, so... So for... for tile in tiles, we go so this sets us up. Then we go through again and we go if tiles so it's a dictionary, so we need to go and that's a lot of syntax stuff. I just can't remember. Okay, so let's just print debug. What do we got? And we'll do a break here. Okay. What do we have? Blah. So it's just the script. It's literally the name of the script. That's not what we want. We want to go from the tile map. We want to ask it what I had the, it's funny because I had this code. Let me see if I can I just look at my past code timeline. Where was it? Here we go. Just gonna steal this back again. Now put this in here for cell and used cell. So okay, so for every cell and a used cell, we run this. Okay, so now we should start getting the breakpoints up here. And set it up again. Now on ready. So the identifier used cells isn't declared in the current scope. Oh, because I'm missing something else that makes it exist. There it is. Get used cells. Okay, so there we go. Well, that was a weird leap. Why did we skip over? Oh, because I haven't set any. Let's lay this guy down. Bloop. Save it. Now that it didn't have any to go through, there was none set. There we go. And okay, so I don't even think this is needed anymore. Cell ID. Let's look at the debugger too, just to see what's going on here. If tiles and tile name, that's true. Set script. Non-existent function set script on base nil. And that is because we are not setting the object with, we're not saying what it is. It is just a variable. We have to make it have that scene. So we say object equals sprite instance. I think this is going to work. Let's find out. Okay, so it wasn't mad about that. Okay, so object is sprite. Okay. Now we set the script. Invalid type in function set script in base sprite cannot convert one argument from string to object. From string to object. Set script. Assigns the script to an object. So reference. So can I... Oops. If... how do I treat it as a reference? Boolean reference. Base class for any object that keeps a reference count. Unlike objects, references keep an internal reference counter, so they are automatically released. Reference. See the file object. It functions like a regular object, except that one need not delete it themselves. Is this what we want to do? fopen. Script. Yeah, so let's do this. So we want to script file new. We want to open read. Okay. And we're going to give it this variable. Okay. And we're going to say in the example above, the file will be saved into the user data folder as specified days. I don't want the content. I need to pass the reference. How do I get it as a reference? Because maybe that's what I'm not. Inherits reference. Okay, so if it inherits reference, resource. Maybe it's just this load. So script load the file oh, Restream bombed on me. Okay, nobody said anything. Ugh. There's my dog barking. This is like the last, you know what's frustrating about this too is this is the last thing. Really is the last thing that I need in order to be able to okay, so script, now we're gonna say here's the script. Use that. Load. Oh, I'm missing a closing bracket. Or brace. Is that what they call it? Brace for impact. Alright, so script is GDScript. And there she is. Okay, so set script. Booyakasha. Boom shakalaka. Okay, so nothing showed up. But we're getting there. So the minute I choose set script, then all hell breaks loose. So we need to do that after we tell it some other things about itself. Like in particular, this is critical, the name. Okay? And add object, it was okay with that too. And tile map. So that okay, so those are the key things right there. I need to make sure that these are correct when we pass through. Break on through to the other side. Hey, break on through to the other side. Break on through to the other side. Where's our name? Oh, it's right there. No, that's our cell. Obstacle tile map. Invalid set index obstacle tile map on base sprite. Oh, because... Okay, so let's just see. Are we using this at start? Yeah. Poop on a stick. So set script, it does not know about this. It's like, what are you talking about? I don't know what that is. Okay, we're getting there. So this is the crux of the issue presently. Because as soon as we call is flipped, which happens right here, we don't know what we're looking at. Let's just see what happens when we set the script. When does ready fire? Or does it? It doesn't. So ready's not firing. How do we fire ready? We're not added to the scene tree properly. Because we're not firing. Alright, let's just double check. We're going to run again. And let's check the scene tree right now. And we're not in there. Okay, so we're not being added properly to... Okay, we bombed out. Okay, well. Okay, let's just run it again. Yeah, let's look at that scene tree. Yeah, it's not here. Okay, so I think what I need to do, I think what's going on is we need to set, you got to set the owner. And so, let's see, object. Here we go. Okay. Hopefully that mute worked. Add child. Okay, so that's a node thing. It's not. There it is. Here we go. And this is where it talks about it. If you want a child to persist to a packed scene, you must set the... Okay, but regardless, this should still... Hang on a sec. As soon as I add it... What do we get? Nothing. It returns nothing either. Object is a sprite. Node path is orphaned. Well, just for fun. So yeah, what I was reading here is if you want the child to persist to a packed scene, you must set owner in addition to calling add child. This is typically relevant for tool scripts and editor plugins. If add child is called without setting an owner, the newly added node will not be visible in the scene tree. Now, this is the active scene tree. It should be visible there, regardless. But let's just set an owner. So what we'll do before we get, we'll go object, set owner, and we'll say get parent. So we're just going to use the parent as the owner. Let's see what happens. Okay, it didn't get mad. It got even. Let's refresh the scene tree. Nothing. Fascinating, Captain. Set cell should call update cell object. Let's erase that. Pop that in. Output. Another resource is loaded from path. Possible cyclical resource inclusion. Let's clear it out. Do it again. Nothing. Debugger. Nothing. As far as this is concerned, nothing is wrong. Don't save. Don't save. I know just what you're feeling. Boop. Invalid set index obstacle tile map on base sprite. Conveyor.gd with value tile map. Invalid set index. Entities tile map grab 45. Tile map self. Invalid set index obstacle tile map on sprite. Conveyor.gd with value tile map. Invalid set index. I'm just trying to pass a reference of who the parent is. So why is this able to... I don't want to use the term I was going to use. Let's clear this out. Okay. Open it up again. And we shall... Pressure plate has a script attached to it. So now it's trying to do both. Ground entities 45, pressure plate. And it gets mad. Invalid set index. What the heck is it talking about? Is it because what? I mean, we got a var. We're not doing a setter. Invalid set index. What the heck is it talking about? On base sprite pressure plate with the value of tile map. I don't know. I'm at a loss. I'm so effing close. Obstacle tile map. Object is sprite. Set script. Now see, that's weird. All right, let's try this. Self on add child. Ooh, wait a minute. Oh, cool, man. Yeah, I had another long day today, so I didn't really get a good chance to but yeah, I'm setting up this to instantiate the scene, the pack scene. So I'm just trying to figure out why certain things aren't firing in the order that I expect them to. Null instance. Attempted to call function. Oh, because our path is different now. So close. Yeah, some scripting stuff. Just now that I'm loading it that way, it's just not firing. But you have a good one. Just listen to my voice in the background. I'll put on some Michael Bolton. Trying to think of the guy who played the oboe or the clarinet. Who was that guy? He was like the do I set owner after the node owner? A node can have any other node as the owner, as long as it's a valid parent, grandparent, etc., ascending in the tree. When saving a node using a pack scene, all the nodes it owns will be saved with it. This allows for the creation of complex scenes with instancing and subinstancing. Sprite instance. Object. Okay, hang on a sec. Let's try this again. We're going to run. Sure seems like we got a sprite. Node path is orphaned. Set owner. It still doesn't know its path. Add to scene. Still no node path. Orphaned. Do 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 do. Boom 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 boom. Boom 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 boom. Doo doo, skibby doo boo, rubber boo boo. Look at this. These guys are saving there. You can create a pack scene in scripting. So I don't need to have this prefab. Can we add, what if we add it to where we want it to go right away? Okay, before we do anything else. Is that so wrong? Node path is still orphaned. Set owner, still orphaned. Search Google. All right, let's not do that, and let's not do this. I mean, the fact of the matter is I should still be able to add the child. Like, okay, so if I go var parent, all right, let's just get this out of the, okay. Now we're adding the child to the parent. Now, these are the main steps. That's all that's really important. We have an instance of a scene. All right, so let's fire this off. There's our sprite. No node path. There's parent. There's our node path. And let's just see where it's pointing to. Ground entity nodes. Ground entity nodes is right here. We're going to add it underneath. Now we go add child to the parent. Still orphaned. Why? Why? Okay, we'll set owner first. Let's do that. Same thing as the path. Okay, still says orphaned. Orphaned. All right, let's just try. So let's just do this. Just force it. Sprite. Still nothing. The hell's the problem? Does this... Why is it not being added? Almost been going for an hour. Gosh, I thought this was going to be like 5 minutes. This is the same thing. These are the same. If I'm passing self, okay, starting to get somewhere here. This is literally, because, okay. So that's what it's complaining about. Invalid set index obstacle tile map. Okay, so before we set, let's print obstacles. So let's print self here. Okay. Okay, let's not save. Don't save. Clear. Let's set tile map. Assume tile map. Owner's not valid is true. Let's just see who you think you are when we print parent, print self. Node 2D. Tile map. Condition. Okay, so set owner certainly is something I'm okay. Okay. Okay, where? What is the problem then? Okay. We're getting there. But I still don't see it in the... Okay, so let's... Are they there? They're there. Okay, so... Why are they not here? I'm doing all this work so they show up here. All right, well, there they are. Okay, so... There's our stuff. Now... Okay, so... Here's the other question. Ground entity. Tile set. We create an area 2D right here. We don't need to do this either. And we don't need to do this either. We can set these values because we can go okay, so we can set those up, but why are they not showing up here? Invalid set index obstacle tile map based on sprite. Okay, do we have to save something? Because it keeps talking about you set the parent so that when you save... Instancing and sub-instancing. It really doesn't like that. It's almost like I need to... Is this going to work? Let me see. Residue call deferred. And go like this. I don't think this will work. I mean, it's the ready on ready when it fires. This needs to be known right away. What the hell is... Okay. This is the weird part. They're in here. Oh, it's because the scene is visible. All right, let's do this. And then we'll run it again. I'm starting to understand. Because I've got to set the sprite. Because I haven't done that. Because this was tile map, tile set. I have to set it's likely that they're on the screen. Texture. Am I setting the texture? Yeah. But because we're pulling from this, let's just barf out this when we think we know it. So on ready never fires. They're not being added to the scene. Fudge. Wait. There we are. Okay. Stage. There's our sprite. We're attaching a script, changing its name, setting the script. That's when all this stuff fires. Ready already happened. So maybe I need to move. Yeah. Set script. Maybe I need to. Okay. I think I'm starting to understand. We need to change this. This isn't on ready because we don't know certain things at the start. So we'll call it setup. I don't know. Why not? And then we'll say set script. And then once we do that, then we can set this. And then we can go object setup. And then we'll do a break on that here. Okay. Now, what do we know about us? Let's see. Sprite, obstacle tile map. So it has it. It has it. It has it. But what about tile map? Null. And that's what it's using for everything, which is weird because it's a little redundant. So we don't need to do that. Let's do a find and replace. Whoops. And we'll go boop, 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 boop. No results. Okay, so get rid of that. Let's try again. Okay, starting to understand here. We have to go through here. Now we've got, okay, we're figuring all this out, whether or not we need to, what our rotations are. Okay, so here's the key piece. Now we've got our tile set and we're setting the texture. I don't see it yet, but maybe the draw has to fire. Okay, let's go to the game. There they are. And the tile map is not, okay. Okay, so a little bit of a misunderstanding on my part. That's fine. Fine. It's fine. The question though, okay, so we're still not adding properly. Okay, we don't need that. So let's go back to here. Obstacle tile map is gone. Okay, so we're getting there. Okay, so you got to reload in order for changes to be. Non-existent function setup in base sprite. Conveyor.gd. We got to do underscore because it's looking. Or we carry it up the tree. We can do that. Just don't save. Don't save. I know just what you're thinking. Non-existent function setup. Okay. Conveyor. We'll do func. Setup. And we'll just go boop, setup. Okay. Does that make you happy? Okay. So, there's a bit of rewriting I need to do here. This area 2D, I'm making an instance of it, but the question remains: why is it not showing up in the scene tree? Invalid set index obstacle tile map. I mean, I'm having setup. I think I know. I think I got it. Call deferred. We gotta do this slowly. So we go like this. Boom. And don't save. Okay. Invalid set index obstacle tile map. On base sprite. Why? Why? I don't understand. Here's our tile maps. Invalid set index. What is it talking about? What if I did this? I literally pass self through it. Then we go to here and we say self. And then we go tile map. Okay. Now still works there. Non-existent function setup. I just realized why. Because none of them are on the scene. In base sprite. Why is it calling twice? So it's created 2 new instances of the sprite here. It's firing twice for some reason on set cell, which is weird. So we do need to check if there is a cell by the name, by that same file name, or by that same cell name. We can do that fairly easily. I don't know why it's firing twice. It really shouldn't be, but that still doesn't explain our problem. Now, if the issue is that our object is still being set up, I mean, okay, so if I set the script, can I do this? Is it going to get mad if I do this? I preload an instance. I set the script ahead of time before we add the. Is that okay? Script isn't declared in this current scope. Oh, it's because I did it before that. Okay. Hang on now. Okay, so we'll get the script set up there. Get the parent set up there too. Okay. Let's get all of our ducks in a row. Okay, so if we fire this first. God, this is so stupid. Okay, it didn't get pissy, but we're not seeing anything. Oh, it's because we don't have any. Okay. Okay, so don't save. God damn it. Okay. Okay, so if we lay that down. So the ready function is firing for okay. So I think we're getting closer to understanding. So this could be ready still. And we don't have to do this because we're setting it here before we add it to the scene. Okay. So that's good. Now, why the F does this care so much about I mean, we're even telling it to defer, and that doesn't seem to matter. In this world, invalid set index. Okay. Let's just bypass that issue, right? Let's not have that problem happen. And we'll lay a tile map. It still is not showing up. Now if I save and I go back, isn't there. Is the owner wrong? Can I set owner of it to itself? Is that okay? Condition owner equals this is true. So clearly doesn't like that. What if we don't set owner? Now this is where it's telling me that this is a problem. I don't see it in the... Okay, let's just search Godot tool add scene instance.
Is a function that is called when that value is changed. So when in the editor we click the checkbox, this will a nice reusable script is easily created. Accessing the current scene camera off the origin vector 3.
Get scene, not get parent. Okay, so what happens when we print get scene? Nothing.
3, 0, 2.5, and look the translate. It creates a cube in the world, several projects. 3. All right, theory, that should fix it. Let's head on back over. No, so you'll notice it actually created a couple of entities in our scene. All right, let's get rid of those, our scene. And finally, let's go ahead and run it. And there you see, it just populated. Our 3D world.
Okay, so we need to use, so get scene add child, then we set owner to parent. Is this gonna do it? Let's find out. Okay, so it doesn't like that. We can still set the name though. Don't do that. But maybe it'll work now just simply because. Okay, it didn't yell at us. But I don't see it. And he's doing get scene for set owner as well. Get scene, add child, camera, set owner, get scene. Okay. That's not it. Okay. Let's get rid of this call deferred. Get scene, add cube. Cube set owner. Get scene. Object set owner. Okay, so what is get scene?
We teamed up with Mike from scratch to create a two-part tutorial about Godot's tool mode. It's the key.
So when in the editor we click the checkbox, this will figure in the edit to. This is probably something that is or the new project. So I'm gonna once again, we need to have that tool keyword. Now we're not extending here, we're actually in fact extending editor script, like so. And editor script is pretty much as straightforward as it gets. It's got a function called run, and it's got a member for accessing the current scene, and that's pretty much it. Now run is what's going to be called when the script is ready to run, like so. And now let's use that. So first we're going to go ahead and create that cube. So it's a mesh instance new, and then cube set underscore name. Oops, not name. It's cube. Okay.
So is it editor script that's going to give us this? So I need to write a whole nother thing.
Just basically create a cube mesh for our mesh instance. New.
Get scene.
And next up, we want to just add the actual cube to the scene. So, sorry.
Returns the editor's currently active scene.
Editor script class we inherited from. And then, so that will give us whatever the currently running or open scene is within the editor, and that's what this script will run on. So the cool thing about this is you can then load a scene, run the script, load a different scene, run the script, and it will work across whatever scenes you actually have open. So we will add the cube as a child. Now the one that's kind of tricky is once you've actually dynamically created an object like this for a scene, you need to actually set ownership of it to the scene. So finally we're going to go cube dot set owner.
Okay. I'm going to stop for tonight. I know what to need to do now. God damn. All right. No biggie. We'll get this. We're going to figure this out. So, yeah. So what's going on is it doesn't know. I don't know quite how to explain it. So this get scene just isn't going to work here. It's nothing. What we need to do is we need to fire off an editor script, something like this, in here when we're in. So we've got our special override for set cell to do some checks and make sure we don't accidentally set cells that are too close to each other because of how we're doing the graphics. And we're calling update cell object. Now, we don't need to do this loop at the start, because if we get this working, this update cell object step on setting the tile, setting the cells on the tile map, the object will be created and added to the scene here underneath entity nodes with the name of the vector coordinates of the set tile map. Now, I'm not going to explain why I'm doing all this, but there is a reason why. I simply like the way that we can set things in the tile maps, and we want to be able to do that, but there's reasons why I can't use the tile map for certain things, so we're creating a sprite for the corresponding location. If you've been watching my previous streams, you know all about that. Anyways, what we need to do is we need to have a script here that we can fire off that extends editor script. Then we can use get scene, and then we can add it as a child to the scene. What will happen then is that it will appear within the scene. So I believe it would actually end up being a child of ground entities, so I might need to figure out how to fire it up from the entities node, because that's where I want it to come from. But regardless, that step is critical, and it has to be run as an editor step, an editor script, or I need to be able to use get scene. We're adding it to the scene here. We're not adding it into an instance of the viewport or the like runtime scene. If we do it here, then when we run this stage or level editor it'll be there. But we've got to get it to show up in here. That's the critical thing. And so the steps that I've been doing are not incorrect in the sense of like, this is how you add children's to the scene tree. It's just that these are not going to work when we're trying to add them to, or not the scene tree, but just into a running game scene. And so we have to get it to fire this off. And if we look at editor script, inherits reference and object. Not much to it. And I mean, we can test this idea. I want to do it right now. It's 10 o'clock though. Damn. Well, this is a bummer. Okay, well, let's just make a test. We don't want it in the scenes, we want it in the scripts. Okay, so here's our test, and we're going to say it's tool extends editor script. Okay. It's on run. Maybe we don't want it to be. No, this isn't gonna do it. Here we go. Hang on a second. I think I'm wrong. Because tool is all I need. So let me think I'm actually very, 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 very close. Okay, let's just print the tree out. What do we look like when we're in here? Is that not firing now? Okay. I'll do it down here then. It's really annoying how you have to kind of... So get tree, is that from, okay, let's just see. I think that's from node. Yeah. Returns the scene tree that contains this node. Now, scene tree, here we go. Okay, so it's saying edited scene root node. The root of the edited scene. So let's pop that out. And why is it not? Excuse me. I mean, this should be firing right away. Like if I, okay, I've saved it. If I open this up right now, okay, we're gonna kill Godot because something's not right. What is it mad about? Okay, I don't care about that right now. Misplaced. Okay. Sorry. Okay, but this is what I care about. All right. The word tree should just appear. Can that work? What is going on now? What the hell? Okay, is it, do I need to do print debug? This isn't making any sense anymore. Okay. Is it because we're bombing out on this? Oh, get scene isn't. Okay, so parent. Still doesn't make any sense why it's bombing out. Tree. Okay, so we got a tree. We got it. No. That's so weird. It would be so picky. No 2D. Okay. So that's up here. Right? In theory. That's the edited scene root. Okay? That's the edited scene root. Now, add child node. Parent could be any node in the scene. Set owner, we're doing the root. Is that what we're talking about? Set owner. Is this it? Is this it? Ha ha ha! Fuck yeah! Oh! Sorry for cussing. We did it. Oh my god. Now let's look at what's inside here. Okay, so we are missing some things. For instance, the texture. But that's fine. That's all about when certain things are firing. So now, hang on now. So it didn't like it when I was doing this, but if we're adding this, okay, so if it exists now, okay, maybe you can stop being so dang frustrated about, okay, so let's go back and we're going to go, oh my gosh. I'm so glad I just stuck it out a little bit longer. Okay, we're going to go setup, right? Because now it exists. We exist. We are alive. Okay? So calm down, thing. All right, so all right. We finally figured this out. Okay, we got to run setup after we set the tile map. Okay. Okay, so now we should have everything we need right here. Now, so we've got to add remove. Excuse me. We got to add some stuff to like delete and whatnot, like when you clear these out, because when you do this, there's no graphic for it, right? So it's not. It would be showing up still. So we got to correlate and get the vec2 information and then use that to get the name to delete. That's fine to basically do this. Okay, but now, okay. Okay, it's not mad. That's the key. Did I save this? I did. Oh, but I gotta redo it. I gotta do it. Okay. The function signature doesn't match the parent. The parent signature is variant setup. The function oh, is that because I have I've still got this thing going. Oh, because it's a. Okay, can I just erase that and? Okay, well we're good. I can call it for tonight. Invalid set index. Okay, so we still. I think what we still have to do is still do a. There's a little bit I have to do. Like what if we did the defer, call defer, like this, and we go like that. Because maybe if we just give it a moment, let it breathe. Okay. We're getting there. Look at that, because it's there now. It's there now. Now, no, so we've got some checks we've got to do. See how it made it another one? We don't want that to happen, obviously. So there's going to be a little extra checks I'm going to have to do in the set cell step. But we're there. We're adding it to this. This is where we want it. Good. We've got to get the texture setting right. And there's a couple other things. We'll get all that. And like, how to... Yeah. I understand it's about when I'm attaching the script and something about when things are getting all set up that I can't even do this for some reason. Like maybe if I did it before here. Let's try that. I know I've tried that before and I don't think it worked. But maybe it still doesn't like it. Okay. Well, and okay, let's just try carrying it up because it was complaining. So we'll go like this. Okay. And don't save. Still the same deal. Okay, it's only talking about set index. It still doesn't think that value exists for it. Okay, that's interesting because like if I... Okay, it's not adding it right now because it's complaining about this. So if it bombs for any reason, it simply will not set it. Why is it complaining about it still? I've gotten rid of it. Ground entities, tile map 48. There's nothing there. What are you talking about? Okay, well, I'm going to call for tonight. We got it. That was a critical thing. This is all just like leftover stuff. It's a little pain in the butt to troubleshoot, though, just because of how... Okay, so there it is. Yeah, now it's about that setup. Non-existent function setup in Sprite. What you talking about? It's right here. This is the stuff. It's firing right here. Okay, well. So we know we can get rid of this crud. We know we can get rid of this crud. Okay. And we've got some work to do in here. Probably rename some things to... Yes. Excellent. Okay, it's loading. Let me close that out. Yep, there's a conveyor script. This is what we want. So, now, we've got our inspector here. We can set the associated scripts for our different tile indexes, the tile sets. And we're going to create a packed scene of it here with its own unique textures and whatnot, and associated related to that, we're going to pull the information about the collision collision details and stuff like that, and something else I can't quite remember right now off the top of my head, but few little things to set up. Looking good. Okay. All right, guys. I'm going to take off. I hope whoever's watching has a good one. You're out there. See you guys.